so fast, all tied up like a captive. I'm on to you. Used to pay to my life, standing on rainbows, playing it cool. I've felt this in ages, and I've no more patience. So won't you please stay a bit longer? You're making me stronger, making me stronger. Stay a bit longer. You're making me stronger, making me stronger. You're
Hello, everybody, and welcome to week 5 of Midwest Mollywop. Am I right, Rhodes?
God damn it, Al.
I had to, man. I had to. Welcome back to Midwest Mayhem. We're getting into week 5 here. It's already Friday. Man, this week flew by for me personally. And yeah, we got Pandas QT versus Nexus. I'm gonna let the guy who knows all the stats and information take it over here. Rhodes, what are you thinking about this match?
We have a team that I believe is still undefeated, as Nexus have done very well with Kyrix at the helm for this team. And I mean, they've been absolutely unstoppable. But on the other side, Pandas Cutie, I believe they've lost 2 in a row, I want to say. So they have definitely not had the best past 2 weeks. They are 2-2 now. And we need to see some step up from them because it has definitely been a rough ride since they were 2-0 just a while ago.
Certainly, it has been a bumpy ride here for Pandas QT, whereas for Nexus, it's been pretty smooth sailing. They continue to be undefeated throughout this entire tournament, and I mean, it really has just been their playground so far, it feels like.
Yeah, and now we're heading on to Abyss, which is Panda's map, so I really want to see them get to a very good early game state here. We have seen them struggle in the past, but a lot of these players can definitely show us some good gameplay. I'm really excited to see what they are able to do, and I'm really looking at Ionic, I think, at least for me, usually plays on this initiator role, but will be going onto the controller this time around with the Viper. So I'm really interested to see what Ionic can actually show us, because has had a lot of good gun rounds, but it does just feel like sometimes this team just comes up short.
We'll have to figure out, like we said, it's been a volatile ride here for Pandas QT, and we're gonna really get a peer into what they can do when stacked up against a team of this caliber. What pandas will we be getting today is the question. So it looks to be an execute towards the A site for Nexus. They want to put a lot of pressure down early, I feel, in this pistol. And as for Pandas QT, it feels like their best chance to start the series off with a bang and on the right foot to really help their motivation to try and rack up this win. V Riddle, that's a shot ring out, but it won't find its mark, and it's a very slow approach from the attack so far, as they're going to start to back away and consider some other options in this round.
Really interested to see what we do see here from them, though. We need to see if they can get to a very good start, and start these gunfights, they have to show that they are ready for these games because their pistols have been rough.
Certainly, I mean, there's been a lot of it's all been kind of rough for Pandas QT at some points. They just seem to kind of fall apart in certain series, and like I said, it feels like this pistol is really important to establish their tone inside this match. I worry what their confidence will be looking like against a team like Nexus if they get rolled over in this pistol round. It's been a very slow approach so far, but once again, it's eyes back over towards A here as the utility is going to start to come out, and it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade on the site, but it's quickly traded back. The defense is going well right now. V-Riddle gets one more before being traded, and everything falls to the Yoru, who can't collect the final 2 kills. It's a pistol round for Pandas.
That's exactly what we want to see from them. They're able to find a lot of those kills. V-Riddle comes out on top with that double on the Jet. Huge start for them. We are able to see them able to hold that site pretty cleanly. No bomb plant there for Nexus. Definitely not great either way. Pretty nice round as we head into this next one where, I mean, we'll definitely see if they can put on this pressure that we know Pandas can do. We have seen them pull off some really good series before, as it does look like they want to go towards this A site again for Nexus, but we have seen them play quite slow. We know they might look to rotate as well. So I'm really interested to see if Pandas maybe potentially get baited into this rotate, or they are just paying attention, they play smart, and they definitely look for this good game style.
It should be a pretty smooth sailing round for Pandas, all things considered. The only real threat is Law with that Sheriff on deck. Other than that, it's all classics across the board. But we've seen these rounds get out of hands once or twice, Rhodes.
I mean, just a tiny bit, you know, just every once in a while, but you never know what you could see, and it does look like they want to go towards the B site, like I mentioned before. Snakebite not going to find anything for Ionic, but with these shots coming through, they're going to push.
Law takes out Zarin there, but Ionic is quick to trade it back, and a double kill out of Ionic. That is big for the confidence of their captain to rack up these kills, and it's only one more for the ace. Will we be seeing that? As they're pushing forward here, it's gonna be the ace for Ionic. Some beautiful shots to open up a confident start for Pandas.
Like I mentioned at the start of this game, Ionic is the one to watch for this Pandas Cutie team, and with those pretty clean shots, yes, they were body shots, but either way, able to finish it off, took virtually no damage, and just played that really nicely. Good round for Ionic, finds a pretty easy ace that you'll take every step of the way, and now we'll see where this game does actually begin. Nexus, what do you have in store for us? We know you're a very good team. I personally haven't seen them as much as I would like to, as they are undefeated, but I'm really interested to see how they got here and what their story is throughout this game, as it does look like they want to go towards mid potentially.
Certainly looking that way here, but there's also still a lot of pressure over towards A. Kyrix manages to take out Ionic and snuff out the fire that overtook them last round. Law manages to get full Monger as well. This is falling apart for Pandas, but they will manage to find a little bit of damage as Zarin gets a double kill here inside of mid on the re-hit. Now A has been compromised, but they can get one more gun taken away here. That's quite a bit of damage for your bonus round. It's all going to fall onto Zarin, who does manage to get one more. Now 1v2 teed up for them as they're slowly working their way through the angles, and they manage to take out Curry as well. It's now down to a 1v1. It's going to be the flash thrown out, and surely the round close. Oh my god, no way. He gets away and is also going to pop this deadlock ult. He gets the ult off. What a clutch from Zarin, and I think back-to-back aces for Pandas QT.
The sub gets it done for Pandas Cutie. What an ace. Found the double at the start of the round to actually even up the odds, and then Applecat got too aggressive, gave another pick, and then with that weird play there from the last two remaining players, just kind of screwed them overall. Zarin gets the ultimate, and huge there for Pandas Cutie.
I also just can't believe the missed shots there from Kentario. I mean, it happens to everybody, but that is unacceptable. Straight, like, if we're being completely honest, that should have been the easiest kill of their life, and just couldn't pull it over the line. And this is as good of a start as Pandas could possibly hope for.
Yeah, and now they're forcing an eco round onto this Nexus team, and we'll see if Nexus can pull it over the line. They have, I don't know how many bad starts they've had, but we know they are a good team. We know that they're probably very stable mentally, so this slow start probably doesn't phase them as much as they might hope, but either way, definitely a great start here for the side of Pandas, as Ionic could potentially get caught if they're not careful.
Ionic's got to be feeling good inside of this round, surely. They got an ace in the round before the last one, and Honestly, I think the best thing for Pandas is getting those aces to get the confidence of your individuals up. And it might be Reshmonger's turn up to the plate. Could we see the three-peat as a triple kill comes through from Reshmonger? Is going to try and clean up this round. Not able to do what their allies have done before. Will only get the 3 before going down. But that is all that will be afforded to Nexus as the 4th round comes through.
And Riddle didn't get taken down with the op either, so they keep that extra money into the next round as well. Looking very good here for Pandas up 4-0. Pretty cleanly done. Reshmonger picks up a 3K. We know Reshmonger has had a rocky start to this league in general, but I mean, the last time we saw them, they were putting up a good performance, even though they lost. Either way, these Monger folk, they need to play better, already messing up my words. Either way, Panda's Cutie, they're looking really good into us. All the members so far are looking quite strong. Definitely going to want to see what this Riddle op can do, but I don't know if it's going to find anything just yet. We'll definitely see what Kyrix does decide to do here in mid.
Cantorio getting a lot of information on the Euro here as well. This is why this character is so favored, especially on this map specifically. You can get so much out of that dimensional drift, and they get a free sight off the back of it. The plant goes down in a 5v5 with not a single point of damage having been done. Ionic will drop down Kyrix here. Now Law is going to have to try and pull off a nice clean double kill. Has gotten the first and has secured the second stronghold on the site, and everything falls onto this Monger duo that you were highlighting earlier. However, they will not get anything.
Nexus are tired of this Pandas Cutie team just dominating them in these early rounds. They did have that player advantage for just a short amount of time, as you did see Ionic push all the way through B and find that flank kill over Kyrix, but Law, with a 3K, absolutely destroyed Riddle with that operator and was convinced they knew exactly where the rest of the members were and were correct. Find some really nice headshots, really nice plays, and they finally find their first round on the board where the rest of the team now need to step up. We see Law now tied in first for kills with Zarin and Ionic. And all these players so far have been playing quite well, so I'm interested to see what Nexus can do here to maybe stabilize this game a bit better for them, as of course we see Ionic drop that Viper's Pit down B main, and that is a very good ultimate usage there, just able to cut off so much sightlines for them, and Ionic can definitely play this very nicely, so we need to see if they do decide to back off, and I kind of feel like that's what Nexus need to do here.
On top of that, the Owl Drone not even getting close to spotting out Ionic here. So they're able to just tuck inside of this Viper's Pit and be an absolute menace. It's going to be so difficult to try and break through that. And Nexus know that, so they're going to start to reconsider their options towards mid. However, on the other side of the map, VRiddle has claimed a lot of space here and could find a massive backstab if they're proactive on this, and it looks exactly what's going to happen, as on the front lines, things are going the way of Nexus. They lose 1, but manage to get 2 in response. However, VRiddle is there to provide the backstab and start to cause more chaos in these backlines. Everything is going the ways of Panda QT here, as Ionic pushes to the edge of their smoke, not spotted out by these attackers, and could once again pull off a flank, but will think better of it. Doesn't want to give up the Viper's Pit over here on B, and mid has been afforded to Nexus.
Yeah, they have to go B now. The time is running out, and Ionic is the only one that can defend this for now. They, of course, know that Viper's Pit is still there, so they have to clear it. They have to be very scared, though.
They're going to be intently watching these angles towards the Viper's Pit, and they get the plant down safely. It's a 3v3 made 3v2 thanks to Curry's heads-up gunfight against Ionic. VRiddle, Fullmonger in the 1v2, 1v3 now. So VRiddle has to do it all. So their teammate falls. They now are tasked try and pick apart these attackers one by one, but nothing is being given over. Has to clear these angles slowly, and that spike is ticking down. There's surely no way into this for VRiddle, and Applecat will shut them down at the first hurdle.
Applecat plays so risky here, just keeps pushing up on these defenders, and last time it didn't really work out the best they wanted, but this time they're able to find that double kill to close out the round, and huge here for Nexus. They do give up 2 kills, but they win the round overall pretty cleanly. We did see Kyrix push out through mid, find the double. Did look to find the flank there from V-Riddle, but it wasn't able to find the pick. The rest of the team was able to follow up at the end of the day, and huge for the side of Nexus, able to make 2 rounds now. They're looking for more as it's an eco here for the side of Pandas Cutie, and V-Riddle already down.
Doesn't get anything there. Completely shut down on their aggression, and now Zurin is going to try and rattle off some shots through this smoke. Ionic on the other side does manage to get a kill and upgrades to a rifle now. So there's a little bit of bite behind this eco all of a sudden, and a lot of it is going to be up to Ionic to shine. Their teammate, and as a result, his teammates need to set him up for success here, it feels like. So that plant goes down, that timer is going to be ticking. Nexus have been really good at stalling out the time, and Applecat completely unspotted by the owl drone here. Could be massive plays into the corner, but only able to get 1. The spray transfer doesn't come through, and this is falling apart for Nexus. It's all left in a 1v2 for Cantrino, who manages to teleport away. That spike isn't able to be defused, and Cantarillo is all of a sudden possibly able to win this, but no, runs out of ammo, and Zarin pulls it over the line. It's a thrifty to find the 5th for Pandas QT.
Tragedy for Nexus. Everything just did not go their way whatsoever. We did see that nice play there from Cantario, but it just wasn't enough. They kind of whiffed on the shots. They ran out of ammo, it looked like. And huge from Zarin with a 3K. Did use the annihilation, but I mean, it didn't really matter at the end of the day. They're able to find the pick. They're able to win that round. It's 5-2 Pandas on their map. And with, just a lot of momentum to bear, V-Riddle picks up that operator, and it does look like they might be pushing it. This could be huge for Pandas once again in this round.
Yeah, V-Riddle, you have to pull through something with this op. It feels like if you're going to invest this, we need to see some results, as this makes your economy on your defense extremely fragile. It does have the blade storms to fall back onto as well, so could possibly be a bit of a taking advantage of that safety net, but might not even need it. Cantarillo is felled out of this round quickly, and V-Riddle posts up back towards main to keep Curry locked in here. A smoke will come through, almost hits the shot through the smoke. Curry, you have no idea how close you were to death, but it doesn't matter because you end up meeting it anyways, thanks to Zarin on the smoke spam. Now, Kyrix has managed to push all the way up into ventilation here, and could possibly be a problem for Pandas, especially after narrowly avoiding that sonar. Fullmonger doesn't seem to be aware of the possibility and the timing, so now Kyrix is spotted out. All the attackers are actually just going to rotate. They want to go towards B. They feel like they've pulled the rotations, and Kyrix is there to hold the line as well. Pandas can't rotate through mid, and everything falls onto Ionic on the site hold, but this is in a good position to do so. Will they be ready for the wraparound? Manages to get the double. It has stalled this round out just enough, I believe. There won't be enough time for Kyrix, and it's gonna be a Pandas QT round by the skin of their teeth.
I mean, V-Riddle popped the Blaze Storm, but didn't need to use that the other day. Is Ionic with a huge
That's a bit questionable, but...
And they missed the bomb. They picked up the rifle instead. I think it was still rough, like you said before.
I don't think they would have had the timing no matter what.
Either
way,
way,
just huge from Ionic.
Yeah, either way, the panic that they set in there, and just able to find that little, it wasn't even a one-way, they just ran in with their guns because they ran out of time. They stalled way too much, and Ionic will just sit there every step of the way. If Ionic's not pushing through your spawn, Ionic will hold this fort like Chinese in the Great Wall, because they are so good at holding it, as it doesn't look like this push-up actually happened this time. Oh, that was a dink.
Honestly, this is the Pandas that we needed to see, though, out of this series. If they want to win it, we need to be seeing these hero moments. I feel like there's no doubt in terms of team play and cohesion that Nexus is the better team. But if these hero moments can keep coming through for Pandas, they most certainly have a shot in it, as they have snuffed out any potential for Abyss in this early portion. It's now left up to a recovery
Oh,
game here.
Applecat.
A great reposition from Applecat here. Will be anticipated, however, will not be able to collect the frags as Applecat to double up, pinned into the corner and taking a lot of damage, but it's just going to survive and delay the time, has won this round essentially.
Hey, don't count your chickens, but I mean, there's so many players flanking. Kyrick should be able to find the rest of these picks as Ionic will get Law, but I don't think it's enough. This time is over.
I mean, yeah, it's just so good here from Nexus to bounce back. Like I said, I feel like there's no doubt that Nexus, in terms of team play, cohesion, they're gonna have Pandas one-upped here. We need to see those hero moments come through, and the anchors weren't able to provide them at all.
Yeah, I just really like what I saw there from Applecat. Huge cosmic divide, understanding your character just absolutely shows. And I know you are a Astra enjoyer, and how you can use your utilities sometimes and catch the defense off guard. Definitely a huge moment for the team to actually get them 3 rounds. And you never say never. They can definitely tie this game before this half is over. But the question is, can this Pandas QD team hold it together? Can they continue with these good rounds? And Ionic has to be careful as they're now on the A site and they're pushing a lot of guns.
Ionic, there's no way you are winning that one, buddy. Curry is just going to take them out of this round. But V-Riddle is quick to respond with this op. Cantarillo goes down. V-Riddle is looking to reposition towards mid here. Could potentially find Kyrix on this reposition, but
Ooh, nice
it
shot.
is Fullmonger to win that fight out, and V-Riddle is starting to rotate over towards A to try and help with this retake. Hunter's Fury will come through, won't deny the plant at all, though, and everything is going well for a potential 3v4 conversion. However, they now have to weather the storm of this full retake. They've dodged the utility beautifully, but Hurry, bit overzealous, pushing through the smoke there, and Reshmonger collects a double. Everything's on to Applecat, left alone in the clutch. The spike's already being diffused. It's already past half. There's no way for Applecat to win this. It was looking good for a moment for Nexus, but over-aggression through the smoke is their downfall.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to do there. I think you definitely just have to hold and just play that a bit better. But Reshmonger can't discount those shots. Very nice ones to finish that round there for the side of Pandas Cutie. It's 7-3. They can't tie it now. And a permanent lead, at least for this half now, for the side of Pandas Cutie. Definitely something to write home about, as Zarin and Ionic definitely leading the charge. 12-5-1, 11-8-1, doing very well. And now that Ionic has that Viper's Pit up, I wouldn't be surprised if we see it used right now. And that is exactly what happens.
Ionic wants to just get that out there and deny this space towards A main. We saw Ionic do this earlier in the half as well with B, and it worked to pretty great effect.
Oh.
However, goes down. All of a sudden, there's 2 members out of the round for Pandas QT, and things are looking good for Nexus in this. For all things, what? Okay, I was gonna say cutting it a bit close there. Ooh, could you imagine if Kitario died to?
At this point, I do. From Kentario's had quite a rough rest of this game so far, but I mean, we can definitely see a big step up here with the judge. But this flank needs to find something if Pandas are going to win this round.
Yeah, and it's being watched avidly here. Kyrek's ready for Zarin's aggression there. And all of a sudden, this is a rough retake. Both players coming out of heaven, and I feel like at this point, you just save V-Riddles up. Try and get it out of there, because you don't have the money to reinvest it. And that looks like what the defenders are planning to do. Fullmonger still a bit close, though. Need to start backing up if you want to carry this rifle into the next round.
Yeah, and I do want to note something too. Nexus only brought 2 guns actually into this round, so
Oh my God,
actually
wait.
winning it was even better.
Rio might take away these guns. Okay. Fullmonger looks back, manages to take him out. That could have been dangerous, especially if the op just got jump peeked by a judge. That's your most valuable gun to strip. But
Well, V-Riddle actually saw Kentario there beforehand. They actually knew that they were behind that, so that's why they're watching it so keenly, because they had a very good inkling that was about to happen in general. But as we enter this next round, it is the last one of this half, and pretty good ultimates for both sides. Definitely does favor this Nexus team. They have that Hunter's Fury. They have a Viper's Pit to use on post plant, but Kyrix really hasn't been in the position to use that Viper's Pit this game. So I'm really interested to see what they can achieve here with this Hunter's Fury in this round.
Different position for V-Riddle in this round. Is going to try and catch one of these players off guard, and well, the clone will clear out that angle. Good heads up from Cantorio to flush out that op and get it to reposition. Kyrix, once again, inside of mid, is trying to work a lurk here. The attack on the forefront has been stalled out sufficiently. This is another slow round for Nexus.
Kyrix has to be very careful. You're in a very dangerous position with two members in this mid position.
Ooh, but manages the best Ionic and also pinpoints the location of Reshmonger, but can't collect the cool Fullmonger. Able to come in and support their duo. Now it's a 4v4, but look at this B site. It is completely vacant and open for the attackers to take.
1 HP on Reshmonger 2. Can't really play aggressive. Has to wait for the team. But with this late lurk here as well, from Curry can definitely shake things up as Zarin has made so much progress up through, but Curry's aware.
Ooh, but Curry, even though you're aware, you're not ready to be hit like that. And Fullmonger is there to double up. This flank is a huge problem for the attackers as Applecat once again repositions into heaven. Did great work here previously, but can you recreate that magic? Law opens it up well, but it falls into a 1v3 for Applecat. So here's multiple players jumping around, can't even take out V-Riddle, and the defuse is gonna come through. It's an 8-4 half for Pandas.
Perfect half essentially there for Pandas Cutie. They'll take that every step of the way. They have a very nice cushion heading into it. And the sub of Zarin leading the charge 14-6-1 on this deadlock. Just playing absolutely out of their mind. They were previously immortal like a few seasons ago in general, but I mean, they're just looking really good. They're seeing the form. They haven't been able to hit a high rank lately from what I saw in my research, but they are doing quite well, and they're definitely showing why they belong in this league, doing phenomenal on this Sentinel role, and I'm interested to see if they can definitely hold up. I don't know how much they have been playing with this Pandas QE roster, because we haven't seen them thus far, but so far, it looks like they belong. They're playing quite well.
They've slotted in very comfortably into this team, and on top of that, it has looked solid from Pandas QT in terms of a teamwork on the teamwork side of things.
Definitely.
Now, don't get me wrong; it has felt very much carried by their hero moments, and we'll see if that is replicatable, as this pistol is falling apart for them.
Yeah, this is kind of the worries I had before him, because their pistols have been definitely a dagger in Panda's heart, but we can definitely see a hero play out of them now. Just kidding.
It's gonna come down to the, I believe the Monger. No, it's V-Riddle and Fullmonger, and make that just Fullmonger as everything falls around them. They have to get an ace clutch. We've seen a few of them.
Just a bit.
Just a little bit, so I'm not going to call it quite impossible, but it's going to be rough, especially with such a low pool of HP to work with, and you're pushing into the double face here. You're not even going to get past one of them. It's a good pistol here from Nexus to try and bounce back in the second half.
I mean, with 40 HP in a dream, there is a very low percent chance you can do that, but with the hero plays in mind, and especially definitely with the boost that the rest of the team has probably given them because of how much hero plays we've seen from the side of Pandas Cutie, you can never really count them out. But either way, we're heading into this now where Nexus are able to potentially gain some momentum in this match. They win a pistol. If they can win this next round cleanly, don't sleep on this team. Of course, they are still undefeated in this league, so I'm really interested to see what Pandas can do here to maybe counteract. Maybe we can see, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, curse. But, I mean, you never know. You never know.
You never know. I mean, you have alluded multiple times to this team being a very slow starter. They usually take a little bit of time to heat up into a match, and we could be very well looking at exactly that. Like we said, don't count your eggs before they hatch. But they're starting this second half out well. They've gotten the pistol and the opening pick into this next one, and are avoiding this curse thus far beautifully.
Yeah, and Kentaro with this outlaw is so dangerous. Already found the first pick of the round, and I mean, that's the two top fraggers here for Pandas Cuties, so definitely a bit lower on them in the rest of this, but you never know what can happen. We could see some clean shots, and I'm looking at V-Riddle here. If there's ever going to be a hero play in this round, that pistol needs to find its mark with that Sheriff.
I mean, it feels like it's a lot to ask from Pandas to try and pull this round off. There's so many eyes trained on them in this position. And V-Riddle does manage to hit one of those shots that you were mentioning earlier, and Fullmonger somehow manages to break through as well. An absolute collapse from the team play of Nexus for a second there, but Cantarillo is looking to step things right back into place as they get one more kill and kick off this retake well as they collect a second. Everything once again falls to Fullmonger, and the 1v3 has a Bulldog to work with, but as their position is revealed, he's gonna have to throw out a dart just to try and buy the time, but it doesn't do squat. It's gonna be the round coming through for Nexus.
I mean, you'll take a few damage there, you know, you can always take 2 picks off of these players, definitely helps them out in the long run. But Cantarillo, with the composure there with Outlaw, like I mentioned at the start of the round, I feel like a lot of things kind of happened at the start of the round that I was correct on. V-Roll was able to find at least a pick. Cantarillo was very dangerous with this Outlaw and definitely helped in this round. And now we'll have to see what the upgrades do persist on. And Law with an Operator round 3 is going to be looking strong here.
They really want to convert this bonus. They are investing a lot into it, and Law could potentially strip it away from Pandas QT if they push right into them. But no, they decide to go towards A. If they're quick about this and able to break through that front line, this retake will be really difficult for Nexus to pull off. Cantarillo, you're left to fend off against one hell of an assault. Caught by the net as well, is just stuck in the open, but smokes are gonna support them well. It's a stalemate over here at A main.
Yeah, just for now, it does look like we will get the rotate over. The problem with that, the thing with this map is that you'll always see this rotate happen. So I'm really interested to see if they do potentially catch themselves or they do commit to it because it can be very dangerous. But Ionic finds a huge pick onto that Outlaw Cantarillo.
That's a really big opening because that means they're not going to start to shuffle their way towards B. They're now going to try and commit onto this A site, which is exactly what they need. They don't want to go towards this up. Most likely will be saved over into the next round, especially if this plant goes down. It's just been such a passive position from Law. I have a hard time believing that they're going to throw the op away in a retake. So that plant will go down. I'm going to see if that comes to fruition. Applecat tries to defend, tries to deny it, and gets rather close. But this is going to be a rough retake. Your weapons are weaker. You've got, I believe, okay, only one sniper going forward onto it, but as you're losing players, this is getting difficult. You do flush out the Hunter's Fury, though. That's a win, honestly, for Nexus. Especially
but they are going to lose the
No, they lose the op.
And everything you just said goes absolutely wrong for them. They lose that big money buy every single time they tried to peek someone. They messed it up 2 whiffs in a row. Ionic doesn't die. Fullmonger doesn't die.
Why is
barely
this so much there?
It is such a bad buy there, and that's going to hurt them in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, look at Law's economy now. Can only afford a Guardian with light armor. I really just don't understand the over-aggression there. Play it safe. Bring that op into the next.
Not what you want. And now look at this aggression here from them. They're going to try and maybe potentially look for a pick. It does look like that's what Cantarillo is going to do, but Zarin in the smoke or V-Riddle, either way, over-aggression, like you mentioned before, is hurting this Nexus team.
And the gap on the smoke as well, everything is falling apart. What on earth are we seeing happen to Nexus here as Applecat retreats to their own smoke to try and avoid this drone, and it's going to be spotted out and incredible heads up shooting from Zerg. Why? The smoke just gets a triple. What on earth is going on in this round? All of a sudden, something that was looking great for Pandas QT has fallen apart. And once again, we are looking to Zarin to step up. Has VRiddle by their side and a little bit of time to work with as well, as that barrier is up and 2 kills come through. So everything's on to Law. You messed up in the last round, but can you redeem yourself here and now? It's going to start to peek out. Will they cleave this corner? Yes, but VRiddle's too quick with the shots, and it's going to be 10 on the board for Pandas.
Huge for Pandas. That's another eco round on the Nexus. They have a 4-round lead, about to be 5 essentially, because they are looking so strong. Zarin and VRiddle last alive, held strong on that site, and I mean, it kind of tells the time. Curry may have found that triple kill. Curry may have found that play that they have not been able to find at all through this game. They've just not found anything. But finally, a potential hero play for Nexus is all for naught, because that 2v3 was played to perfection there for the side of Pandas Cutie. And that round once again goes to them, as we're going to see some more over-aggression here from the side of Nexus. They're pushing up all the way through mid. They could potentially find a lot of angles because no one's actually watching it. So I'm interested to see what Nexus can find here with these guns, but I feel like there's going to be very aware boys here.
Oh, they don't know it, but they have the spike in their hands here. Zarin, though, heads up and manages to take out Law. Kitario gets one in response, but as his team is falling around him, everything is going the way of Pandas QT right now. Curry and Applecat, who have struggled in this series, are now left to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult to do anything here. I mean, you found Zarin, but I don't think it's enough into this round, but never say never. The share from Curry. I mean, we saw one potential hero play. Can we see another here? But that flank from Ionic, probably going to seal the deal in general.
Cat trying to jump up onto the boxes, secure some information, does manage to land some shots onto VRiddle, brought down to half HP by that classic. Could be a problem, especially if Applecat jumps out of this smoke, but Curry caught with utility out, means that there is no possibility for this round on Nexus. It's going to be 11 for Pandas instead.
You can do all the damage you want. This round once again goes to Pandas Cutie. This may be their map, but they are looking strong heading into the rest of it. And 19-9-1 now for Zarin. This sub is being phenomenal. Has that Annihilation up again. Huge for them. I feel like we've seen Annihilation used quite a bit for the side of Pandas Cutie, which definitely is a very strong ultimate to secure some nice fights in general. We have seen it probably used in the 1v1s more than not, but either way, I believe in Zarin right now.
Was the only one that landed. At least so far, I think.
Yeah, the other one did not hit because they backed off. But yeah, either way, huge.
No matter what, it's a great way to... I mean, it's a great piece of utility to put forward, whether it's securing a round in a 1v1. I should be casting this in reality, but I believe it... Actually, no, it's a full buy from Nexus. So, I mean, summary, TLDR... Pandas QT are just looking too strong right now for Nexus. They absolutely barrel through A main like they've sort of been barreling through this map as a whole, as they look to secure match point with very little investment. Not a single ultimate has been committed, and not a single player lost either. As Law goes down, it's all on to Kyrix, who denies the flawless, but the round is Pandas.
You see the text come out there from Ionic. A huge whiff from Law as the screen unfortunately did pan over. Not what you want if you're Law. You can definitely see some tilted players. Kyrix going to pick up 2 in the round, but they're just looking to get this gun off of Kyrix, because without it, they're on an eco in this next round with some damage. Definitely does help as well. Going to be hunted down. Can they find the rest of the kill? Kyrix will find a 3K. But we'll lose the gun. Huge from Pandas Cutie. Match point, and I mean, it's looking all over at this point.
And the economy damage means absolutely nothing. Pandas QT, look at their money. They're able to just buy right back up as if nothing happened. And going into this match point round, they have 4 ultimates available. Almost 5 on the side of Nexus, but if they're well organized from Pandas QT here, they might not even get a chance to use them at all here.
I mean, with how strong Panda's QD is, I don't even think they need their ultimates at this point. It has just looked so rough, and with only Kyrix on this B site, no Viper's Pit popped. This is so dangerous. I mean, we can see stuff like Kyrix, one of the best players on this team, but it needs to be a hero play now.
Kyrix has been the hero of Nexus, it feels like, inside of this series, but as a Viper Pit is committed in response, it's going to force Kyrix out of the site. We're going to find ourselves in a 5v5 post plant here with so many ultimates on the board. Hunter's Fury from Nexus does get popped, but it's not able to find any damage. No targets are felled here.
Flank.
This could be big. This is absolute pandemonium as the Spectre or the Cosmic Divide comes in as well. It's popped on both sides. This is such chaos, and the tap on the spike from Curry is just going to be holding it. It's all the way to half already. Cantario managed to hit one, and they're not even going to peek past this Cosmic Divide. It's Cantario to collect every single kill to avoid defeat on Abyss.
That's so funny. The double Cosmic Divide was used, so they actually couldn't hear it be popped. Or didn't hear the spike get hit, and huge there from Cantario. Found that opening pick on the flank. Only had a Sheriff in that round, by the way. Picked up the upgraded rifle off of, I believe it was Reshmonger, or it was one of the Mongers. And able to find more. Found a 4K in that round. Never say never. You know what? This is a comeback. It's been one round. I'm saying right now, there's going to be some sort of comeback coming into this game. Nexus are not out of it yet. And we can see these plays happen, but with all those ultimates used, there's only 2 left for both sides. So I'm interested to see who can use it the best here as Ionic pushing Kyrix.
This is important right now, and Ionic gives it up. Kyrix, beautiful patience there on the site. Manages to take out one of the members who's been very stable so far for Panda's QT. V-Riddle to trade it back, though. Cantario goes down. The hero of the last round is forcefully removed, and V-Riddle is looking to press that advantage, but it's Zarin inside of mid to take out the hero of Nexus right now. Kyron goes down. Zarin has so much control over this round right now.
And V-Riddle will add to it too. It's a 1v4, and with Law remaining, this map is looking all towards this Panda's QT team.
You were trying to call a comeback, but all you called is the curse. And instead, it could be the start to potentially the biggest upset we will see inside of Mountain Mayhem. It's all left up to Law on the 1v4, and surely this is not a round that Pandas fumble. They have so much stall set up on this spike. A Hunter's Fury, an Annihilation, and a orbs on the spike as well. There is nothing to be done here for Law. The time is too far gone, and everything lines up for Pandas.
It's a annihilation for Panda's QT. 13-7, clean as a whistle. And Fumonger will be the last to die in that map. And huge there from the sub of Zarin, 20-11-3, popping off on Deadlock. Huge round for Pandas, and we're going to be heading to the next map, which will be Nexus, but they're up 1-0. They're looking strong. And I'm really excited to see what we can see here from Nexus to bounce back on Haven. But I mean, this momentum that Pandas can carry into this next one, I'm really excited to see as we're going to get this interview in just a moment, hopefully.
Like I said, this could be potentially the biggest upset so far. It's definitely the biggest upset in the league so far. But honestly, in the entirety of its duration, Ionic, congratulations on absolutely obliterating Nexus on Abyss.
Thank you, thank you. It was definitely a very good game.
I wanted to ask you right out the gate here, it is no secret that many people would consider Nexus to be a fundamentally better team than you guys. They are undefeated so far and have looked really difficult to knock off of that throne. However, we saw a lot of hero moments out of your team, and I just kind of wanted to ask, what's sort of your mentality into going against a team that's could be considered quote unquote better than you, but you know that you have hero players like what you guys have on your roster?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there's a pretty good reason why after our very first week, Abyss has been permabanned by every single team we have played so far. I think we were very confident going into that we had a pretty good map veto going in, and I am very confident that my players like V-Riddle or Reshmonger or Zeren or even Foolmonger, they are super, super clutch. So I have a lot of faith in my teammates that if we execute the strats we've been practicing, we can beat teams that are way better than us.
But tell me if I'm wrong, but you guys were 2-0 at the start of this league, but has had quite a bit of rough weeks. I believe you're 2-2 now. What was the talking and preparation coming into this one where you have fallen from grace kind of in a way and you're trying to step back up? So how are you guys talking to each other coming into this match in general of, like you mentioned before, them being statistically at least a better team? But yeah, what were your talks like coming into this where you have had quite a rough walk?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think genuinely it's been like we have a really positive team atmosphere. Like we are, most of us at least, almost all of us, really good friends IRL. So we just make sure that we are talking it out, even if there's like mistakes are happening, like it happens. We make sure that we keep a positive attitude. We keep working on it. And the main thing that matters isn't individual performance, though that is obviously important. Valorant is a 5v5 shooter. It's a team game. So if you're not playing as a team, you're not swinging off each other, you're not playing together, it doesn't matter how good individually your players are, you're not going to win.
I mean, we saw a bit of all of it from you guys there. You guys had the team play down to a T, but also you guys individually stepped up in multiple rounds. So we're going to see if you guys can carry that over as we send it to a 5-minute break to get ready for Haven.
Thank you, sir.
You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. On we'll go.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah.
this empty town. We're searching for the lost and found, but you don't care.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are getting into map 2 here, as we just saw Pandas QT absolutely dominate on their map pick of Abyss. But are they ready to handle Nexus on Haven?
Yeah, this is Nexus's map, and we can see a whole nother team. We know that undefeated team is somewhere in there, but can they show up this time around? Which they definitely did not before, and we're going to see Kentario back on that Yoru pick. Did find some success, did find some inting plays, so I'm really interested to see if they can find the middle ground of it, as on the other side, they're kind of teasing us with a potential ISO, but since
Don't
it's on
tease me like
Rushmonger, I doubt it's
this.
coming.
No, I wanted to see the duelists come out. Ionic, the only one who's like locked in, is like, come on, guys, let's just immediately brought in the breach.
They know they're trolling us, you know. They're giving us potential fun, but they just hate us at the end of the day. So now we'll have to see what does happen, as it's a pretty standard team comp there for the side of Panda's Cutie, but of course we have a Jet and a Yoru here for the side of Nexus. Definitely something different, definitely something that could be potentially fun, but either way, we're starting here once again on defense for the side of Panda's Cutie. They're so strong on it before. 8-4, they managed to win that Abyss half, but this is a different time around. We have seen, at least in the past while, we did see Haven be attacker side map for once, but for the most part in this tournament, it's been mostly a defender-sided map on Haven, which you don't normally see. It's supposed to be very favored towards his attack side, so I'm interested to see what they do decide to do here, as anything is really possible at the start of this pistol.
Honestly, it feels like the league as a whole has been pretty defense-sided, to be honest. It's definitely been a bit difficult for teams to be racking it up on their attacking side. Well, it's gonna be potentially a good start again for Pandas QT, as they get to start on that side that they were looking so on fire for Abyss. A little bit of early contact has been sent out. It's a pretty quiet round so far, as Nexus are starting to reposition towards mid. Reshmonger's going to throw out a smoke and then respect the smoke thrown their way. It's all of Nexus are going to start to put their eyes onto this C site. It's going to come down to Zarin, who stepped up big on Abyss. Can they do it again here on Haven? He's got some support from the rest of their team to just stay alive in the back of the site, and does manage to collect a kill. But as their teammates fall, this is not looking great for Pandas. Lying on a rotate here from V Riddle. It's so rough for Zarin. It's such a brutal situation, but the time has been stalled well here, and can potentially open this up for V Riddle to get the clutch, as he makes it a 1v1, and that plant's not down yet. Dashing forward into the site, it's gonna be a heads-up gunfight against Curry, and V Riddle hits the shot.
At the end of the day, that whole round, it may have been V Riddle with 3 kills on that flank, but Ionic actually saving Zarin at the start of the round, able to find the over-aggression of Law, actually let Zarin able to stall that round so much for V Riddle to get over there, and huge for this Jet, able to find that those 3 kills. And once again, Panda's Cutie starting off strong at the start of this map. That's exactly what they need to do. They need to continue the pressure that they had on Abyss. The question is, can they do it now? Of course, we are on Haven. Sometimes a certain moment does happen, but we know Panda Cuties can be very strong, and they need to show it here.
Keep the pressure up. V Riddle will 3 in the last round, and a beautiful shot to really keep that blood pumping. Reshmonger, though, caught out in a rough situation, is going to go down. Cantario manages to upgrade to this Bulldog. However, Foolmonger holding strong on this B site will take out Kyrix. This is going to force Nexus to reconsider their options right into the waiting arms of Ionic, who only manages 1 kill. Curry's quick to trade that. It's a 3v3, and these defenders are going to start being split across the map. V Riddle seems to be aware of where this is coming in from. Hits the first shot. dips out as well, is looking to just re-peek with that dash active, gets tagged in the head for 115, but manages to escape safely. And as this dart scans out short, they're going to feel comfortable to be tucked into sewer here. Oh no, an overjump from Foolmonger though, and all of a sudden this round could fall apart as Applecat collects 2, and Zarin is in the 1v1 now. It's going to come down to the mind games. Tap on the spike. Zarin peeking in, could go poorly as all these timings are going so awkwardly, and Zarin pulls it over the line. An absolute travesty is just narrowly avoided.
Just back and forth action, V-Riddle with some really clean martial shots, and then Applecat finding the great timing there with the Sheriff. And overall, once again, Zarin so strong, so stable. The sub is being phenomenal here and able to find that second round so close to the damage that I alluded to before. But either way, I think that Nexus will definitely take that damage at the end of the day. Not the best buy here heading into the next, and we'll definitely see what the side of Panda's Cutie do decide to do. We see V-Riddle still pushed a bit up there with the Marshall. Will fall back, but look at this aggression here from Ionic. Could potentially find something with the Stinger.
V-Riddle is just jiggling as well. This comes down to the timing of Ionic. It peeks perfectly off the contact of V-Riddle, who hits their own shot. All of a sudden, 2 players are down. Curry and Kyrix manage to pull things back. It's back to a 3v3, but look at the damage on Curry. This could once again fall out of control, and V-Riddle, proactive on the push up, is going to dodge the drone as well. No information gathered, and it's going to leave some false sense of security on Curry. So they're just working up short here. It's gonna press onto the brakes here. B control is forfeited, and how are you gonna go about retaking this? As it's a plant for a link. They're calling the bluff of V-Riddle right now. As it looks like it's going to be a double up on the flank from Panda's QT, and Zarin is now once again on the stall duty. Just has to wait for their team to be able to provide support and cause this backstab. Applecat left to hold the line against Zarin. Vandal versus an Ares, but it looks away, and Reshmonger hits the shot. Now Zarin floods through. Time is low, but they could just start spamming away at this smoke. The attackers will find the first shot, and it's gonna fall out of control. It has to come down to the pistol, and there's no time. Kyrix collects the final kill, and it's not going to be a bonus round at least.
Kyrix committing to that reload instead of switching to the pistol was so risky there. Had to hope that it didn't get gunned down there by Zarin, and it worked out at the end of the day. Very scary situation, very risky play that probably won't work 9 times out of 10, but they were able to win that round, and huge for them overall. We'll have to see what does decide to happen here as V-Riddle once again picking up an operator. Very deadly last game. Could have found a bit more, but either way, you have to be a bit scared here if you're Applecat. You cannot peek this cleanly or you will get smoked.
Kyrix pushing up through mid here, wants to just keep applying this pressure and gaining this information. Ciphers have so much room to work with over here on Haven, and Kyrix, like you said, gets the timing, but the jump spot spots them out. Reshmonger goes down, and Kyrix is able to limp out of garage with an opening kill and a lot of information secured.
And the A site is now open. We are going to see the rotate back over from Zarin, but everyone that was on A rotate over. They see the TP come out, so now they know exactly what the play is. They're going to have to call everyone back over, and this is a free site take for the side of Nexus now. We'll have to see how the rest of the round goes, as we have a very fun flank from Kyrix that could potentially throw a huge wrench into the plans of Panda's Cutie on this retake.
This is looking rough. They need to be considering this flank or either be fast on the retake. If they stall out here, it's going to just be horrible for them as they're starting to barrel into the site. They're losing the fights, but all of a sudden a double and a triple kill here as everything falls apart, and it comes down to Kyrix once again, who isn't anticipating both players to be dropped down out of heaven, and it's going to be a third round for Panda's QT. They keep this streak going.
They get the op back, and a tragic 3v5 retake for Nexus that looked all but won. They had Kyrix on that slow flank, but I guess it was too slow enough, as you did see V-Riddle have that Vandal there, able to smoke down to the left, not letting any sight lines towards them, pushing onto site, found the pick, dashed forward, found some more picks. They're not expecting V-Riddle in that position anymore because they found so much space that they shouldn't have had. And huge play there overall from that Pandas QD team, and V-Riddle led the charge and just played that phenomenally. Now we'll have to see what Nexus can do. They have Kyrix with this Vandal hero rifle praying for some hope in this round now.
Kyrix has been the hero more than once in this series, but has to do it bigger than ever now with this Vandal. Team is trying to break through onto the C site. They'll do so effectively. Reshmonger goes down to Applecat, and that's another rifle that could be picked up here. Weapons will be traded for this retake. They want to give Zarin a good foot to stand on. Kyrix lurking inside of the attacker's spawn, could catch a late lurk into garage. That's going to be absolutely devastating if it works out, as everything is being ripped by the defenders. They retake once again, and again it's Kyrix, who's possibly a little bit too slow, now has to pull off yet another 1v3. There's an op posted on the angle, can't manage it, and it's gonna be a fourth for Pandas QT. Kyrix needs to start being a little bit more proactive in these rounds.
Needs to be faster and needs to not whiff on those chances. You just saw those bullets just whiz by V-Riddle so many times. Of course, we did see V-Riddle whiff as well, but when you're in that clutch position, you cannot make that kind of mistakes. And you saw Zarin jump off the spike, find the pick. Very nicely done there. 4-1 Pandas QT lead. This is the map of Nexus 2, so this lead is so huge for them. They don't have any ultimates up besides Zarin's though, so there is a good opportunity for Nexus with this gun round to find some picks, use that dimensional drift to clear out this site, and I'm really looking to see if Nexus can pull it together and play as a team in this one.
That round was close, however, and it was an eco for Nexus. They could be potentially waking up inside of this series finally, as Cantarillo is going to secure the C site with the dimensional drift. This means that Nexus now find themselves in a... What is that teleport from Cantarillo? Absolutely feeding into the defender's spawn with a teleport that is extremely ill-advised, and now that puts even more pressure onto Kyrix, who has to once again pull off a flank. The lockdown goes down. Kyrix secures a double. No way! Full Mugger hits that shot, and all of a sudden the defenders are right back into this retake. Paranoia gets thrown out. Can Law be flushed out? Yes, Reshmonger hits the shot inside of the smoke. Applecat gets one, manages to slip away, but and gets the double as well. Everything falls on the Reshmonger, who can't pull through. Pandemonium in the site, and somehow Nexus find the round.
They pull that off with the skin of their teeth. Applecat barely doesn't get spammed down. Kyrix with the biggest whiff that you could possibly do. 2 rounds in a row, just not able to find it. They did find V-Riddle, but you have to find both those kills to make it less scary on your team. Applecat able to find the double. Curry able to follow up as well. Huge for Nexus to win the rounds, but we're in a similar position like last game. It's 4-2, but how Nexus are winning these rounds, it's just not very comforting. We saw this Thrifty happen before in favor of the side of Pandas QT. Can they do it again? And they're starting off strong.
Reshmonger hits the shot onto Kyrix, who is struggling inside of Haven. Yeah, has kills, but a lot of these rounds I feel like can be chalked down to misplays from Kyrix. Applecat goes down as well. The hero of the previous is gone. It's gonna have to be a very strong A-site hold in the post plan if Nexus don't want Haven to start slipping away. Cantarillo is going to send out the utility, trying to repel this retake through short, but Reshmonger is on fire in this eco round, is going to try and add to the grief of Nexus as he's hitting every shot put before them. Everything falls to Law, who can't get it done. It's right back into this series for Pandas QT.
It's looking like it's a solo queue game versus a team that is playing with comms, because another Thrifty in the exact same round as last map will find Nexus down 5-2 with 0 hope. Riddle have an op. everything that I mentioned at the start of the last round happened once again. This Nexus team just aren't finding their mark. They aren't playing together, and they're getting picked apart by this Pandas Cutie team. Riddle is playing on fire. Definitely the best form we've seen them since a few weeks ago. And I mean, they are playing like a very exciting way in Valorant. And now we'll have to see what they decide to do, as it looks like Nexus want to try their hands at mid once again. But I feel like they just keep getting picked off every single time they try this type of position.
Bullmonger aggressing, trying to get this information, but Law will put a knife between their eyes. A great shot to open up this round. Bionic is there to hold the line and try and prevent this B site from being a loss. As smoke gets thrown up, Nexus is going to respect it. That could be a problem for them because it's the same response from Pandas QT. They're not actively holding on site. It could have just been stripped away from Pandas, but instead Nexus have now reset this round with honestly really weak weaponry.
Kentario has that hero. Phantom needs to find some picks, needs to find something for this team to go off of. Hasn't been able to find almost anything in this game. Has done a lot of inting thus far, but definitely can show some progress. Zarin, so strong in this garage position, though, might be able to find Kyrix on this rotate.
Beautiful shot from Zarin right there. Kyrix goes down. This is looking rough for Nexus. They have picked the site that is vacated in an overstep from Zarin. Result in a 3v3 post plant. That op will ring out. Reshmonger decides to commit the teleport over towards Long. They want to split the attention of these attackers as they find themselves in the post plant. V-Riddle set up inside of Garage but can't find the shots. Reshmonger, though, from the backline is tearing it up, and Ionic is there to crunch, and Nexus absolutely get folded.
They don't want to mess up a 3v5 like we saw before. Huge round from them. Saw Reshmonger actually teleport into Cubby, like you mentioned before, just able to split the attention, able to find some picks, and that is a great round to make it 6-2. They are looking unstoppable. Pandas Cutie, they're looking like another team right now. There's not really a huge carry in this one. They're kind of just playing confined. They're playing strong. They're playing together. And that is something that is kind of the opposite of what's going on in Nexus right now. We're not seeing that teamwork that we're used to. We're not seeing that cohesiveness that we definitely want to see coming into this matchup. It's an exciting matchup. We don't normally see Nexus. It's the first time in a while. So far, I'm a bit disappointed on what kind of Valorant we're seeing from them at the moment.
It's really only getting worse, as well as Pandas QT are getting so confident in these rounds. This push-up from V-Riddle will remove Curry forcefully from this round. The Sova has absolutely zero impact, no utility sent out, and has a really bad look for Nexus.
Yeah, and I mean, you need this player advantage at this point, and with Kyrix being kind of in sandwiched, it's looking really hard for them to do anything.
So pinned, and this pinch from short is gonna secure even more of an advantage for Pandas. Things are looking so good for them in Haven. Feels like they've done their homework, and they have Nexus figured out right now. Applecat trying to find something in this round as Law is going to aggress towards Garage. They want to set their sights towards C once again, it seems, but this has failed multiple times, and now there's two players set up to receive, and they don't consider Zarin's position, but a whiffed shot is gonna be a difficult thing to recover from. What a shot from Applecat, a great reaction, and now they have a foothold in this round. There's still 3 defenders, though, that they have to fend off, and there is no lifeline of a flank to come through. It's just gonna come down to your gunfights in this post plant, and the Rolling Thunder is available as well. It'll be ripped, and everything falls to Applecat, who can't best Reshmonger. This is looking beautiful and clinical from Pandas.
Let's ignore the Rolling Thunder for a moment. Yes, they want to secure it. That's fine, whatever. But once again, Kentario playing super aggressive. 2-9 now on this. Yoru has found almost nothing for the side of Nexus, and you're definitely seeing the disadvantages of it. They're just dying in these really good moments for this team, and I really want to see some teamwork there. Of course, the Rolling Thunder did come out anyway, so it was very hard. Probably wasn't going to win it, but either way, you need to play together there with your player, and that's not what you want to see if you're in a 2v3 position, and definitely needs to be talked about. Either way, 7-2 now for this team, and Nexus, they need to find something. They need to find anything. Law has a hero Vandal, but at this point, they need more than just a hero Vandal. They need a hero Arsenal for them to win anything at this point.
And an Arsenal is not what they have access to in this round. It's mostly sheriffs to try and pick up the pieces, but Applecat goes down. This is looking absolutely devastating. They have not had any sense of life here inside of Haven, and this fire is starting to flicker out. The streak could be broken if they don't start to figure things out here soon, as Zarin holding strong on the site with Ionic as his guardian angel from heaven. Kyrix is the only one to be finding a single kill in this round so far, and not even able to recover the rifle that's dropped from it.
Yeah, it's just another tragic round here for the side of Nexus, not showing anything. VReal could potentially get taken down, but with the timing not in the favor, it's very unlikely. Easy shot, 1 versus 4 now for Curry. No chance in hell. Finds Riddle. It doesn't matter. It's 8-2. It's looking so good for Panda's Cutie. I don't know what Nexus can do anymore. Their mental is broken. Their team is broken, and they need a miracle.
Miracle indeed, and somebody has to provide that over here on Nexus. Like I said, it's looking deflated. All of them are just seem to have no solution at all, and that's something we so rarely see from this team. It feels like they always have a way back into a game, but right now it is perfection from Pandas.
I mean, perfection's an understatement. They're just absolutely corralling them in each and every round. And once again, they're going to be trying to push A this time, but this op is here.
And it does. Ionic is the one to pick up the kill as well. Not even punished. Not even is able to get out. How is Ionic able to survive that situation? There was 2 separate players shooting at them, and Kyrix goes down to Reshmonger on the other side of the map as well. This is not Nexus's day.
I want to point out as well, no timeouts called either. So it kind of just feels like Nexus are just saying, hey, we give up at this point. There's no hope for us. We cannot find anything in this match. And I mean, unless Law can find something special, which we haven't really seen in this matchup, Law has had quite a rough day. This round is completely over.
It is. Curry walks right into the op. Ionic there to cut down Law, and it looks to be a flawless round. Applecat is going to teleport over to C. At least wants to give it a bit of a go, potentially. They're going to double back towards attacker spawn, and there's a lot of defenders here waiting for them, as 30 seconds is all that remains. There is no hope for Applecat.
Eager's advantage will get you the death. Another round for Panda's Cutie. 9-2. I mean, they need a round. They need to find a 9-3. They need that curse to start working its magic. We have seen it work before, but at this point, I don't even know if they can win another round. They're just looking so disjointed on these pushes and plays. Maybe Kentaro and Curry can sync up their ultimates here. That Dimensional Drift Hunter's Fury combo could potentially net them a kill or two. So that is what I'm looking forward to seeing. Does look like sees
we
the
need
hit.
to see something. A 10-2 half would be absolutely impossible to come back from, surely. We've seen 9-3s. I mean, we make jokes about 9-3s, the curse, but 10-2, especially with the form that we're seeing out of Nexus right now and the form that we're seeing out of Pandas, it feels impossible. This is a must-win round, and Cantario is just caught out in garage. V-Riddle gets the knives online. Hunter's Fury is popped prematurely as well, and everybody is falling. This is gonna come down to the spam, it seems, and it won't find anything. This is a flawless half from Panda's QT.
Bullmonger dancing on Kyrix does die, but at this point, it doesn't matter. This game just feels completely over for the side of Nexus. They just aren't finding anything. Katario, once again, just in the wrong position, gets gunned down pretty easily there from Rushmonger. And I mean, V Riddle having one of their best games in the past couple weeks, 16-7-1 on this Jet, looking a lot better than they did on Abyss. I mean, their Abyss game wasn't awful, it just had the up and downs, but the only thing I've seen from Riddle this game has been up. Beautiful game here from Pandas Cutie, but you never know what can happen. We're here on attack for Nexus, but like I mentioned before, defense is where it's at. I mean, defense has been so good for these teams. I don't know why on Haven it's defense or nothing, but at this point, anything can happen.
Anything but this, I feel. I mean, Cantarillo manages to open it up well, gets the headshot on the Reshmonger, but like I said, it just feels so deflated, and I don't know how they bounce back into this. They haven't even called a single timeout. Maybe with a pistol round win, a bonus is a must as well. This has to be such a clean half out of Nexus just to work their way back in. Zarin clearing out garage here and is aware of the possibility for Applecat to be tucked in. They're going to start to execute towards the seaside. What a shot from Zarin. Takes Loud as well and through the cage gets Kyrix too. This is absolutely insane from Pandas QT. Cantarillo has to be the one to step up and does so far. Manages to get a double kill here, and Fullmonger peeking ahead. Gets the trade. Now it's brought to a 1v1. It comes down to the Sovas, who both send out their utility, but Fullmonger going back into garage and just tucks in, can now play the drone for the post plant. Time is of the essence, Curry. You have to start working your way towards this spike. And as the tap comes out, Fullmonger is going to forego the drone, but doesn't even need it. It's Fullmonger to pull a clutch out of nowhere for Pandas.
It's Monger or nothing. They're able to find that round. The Mongers just sometimes have that clutch factor in them, and they showed it right there once again. Nexus can't find anything, and I mean, they kind of have to force into this round. We'll see what they do decide to do. It looks like they're just going to buy some sheriffs and pray. They're going to be looking for some headshot kills, but I don't know if it's enough. V-Riddle has a Vandal. Zarin has a Phantom. I mean, they're so deadly with these rifles.
And even the Spectres can be such a threat as well in this round, because if they just decide to run at these sheriffs, it's going to be pretty hard to land that one-shot headshot. Slaw is going to be the first one to be tested here on the B site. Gets ahead of the utility. He's going to try and play the edge of this smoke. And it's going to be respect shown by Pandas for that smoke. They're going to back off and start to replay this round from their spawn.
Yeah, the problem with them going A is that two members did actually rotate over, so it's not out of the haywire yet. But Cantarillo, again, potentially over-aggressing. This could be bad.
And yeah, exactly like you said, over-aggression. Zarin takes him out and trades Applecat as well. As Ionic is brought down, it's going to be at the cost of two of your players. And Reshmonger on this lurk and is going to strip Kyrix out of the round. And V-Riddle removes Law, and everything falls apart as Pandas find match and series point.
This is one of the biggest dismantlings we've seen in this tournament, and that is not what you want if you're Nexus. They do not look like they are undefeated. They are just not finding their mark, and it is looking rough thus far. We'll see what they do decide to do here for the rest of this game, but I mean, I think we are unfortunately down to 2 minutes remaining because it is just completely over. But maybe we'll see some Guardian kills. Long Cantarillo. Maybe they can find something. You know, the duelists, the bottom fragging duelists. Maybe there's potential in the mix, but with only Kyrix on the C site, it's looking a bit Jover.
Nexus have completely fallen apart. They never showed up in this series. Now, looking down the barrel of match point, it feels like an impossible comeback. Your economy is in shambles, your team play is abysmal, and everything is falling apart as the C site is taken away. So is every player and every hope and dream of this undefeated streak staying alive. Cantarillo is only going to be allowed hollow victories of a couple of exit kills as Reshmonger cleans it out. It is a stomp.
And there's not really much to say. Absolute domination from Pandas Cutie. A huge bounce back. They're now 3-2. They looked good, and maybe we can see them go higher in the power rankings. But Ionic and V-Riddle
Can we get
leading
somebody
the
from Pandas
charge
for
on
Cutie?
Haven and the map of Nexus, and that is exactly what you want to see. And like we heard from Ionic before, they are not. No one's gonna be playing Abyss into this team anymore. They are just look unstoppable there on it.
I mean, they looked unstoppable no matter what. And Nexus, like I said, never even showed up in the server. What a blowout.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
V Riddle, congratulations. I had to check your Discord because your name is just a question mark. Sorry. Congratulations on winning this match. You guys are now 3-2 in the league. And as we asked Ionic earlier, you guys started out strong. You went up 2-0 and now have found yourselves in a bit of a loss streak. You guys have officially done it. You guys have bounced back. And do you feel like this could potentially be a bit of a turning point for you guys in the league?
Possibly. Anything could happen, really. I would say just we had a lot of time together. We talked about what happens after every game, and we just reset after every game as well. So I think if we keep this up, we have a high chance of getting really deep into this journey.
I wanted to ask about. So you guys won the first map pretty dominantly, and I wanted to hear your thoughts on you guys coming into Haven, where it was Nexus's map. They have shown a lot of good results there. Of course, they are undefeated or were an undefeated team. What were you guys' talks like coming into this map, trying to keep the momentum and keep the faith that you guys can pull this to a 2-0?
Well, we were also very confident on Haven as well. Like we have shown pretty decent results on Haven in our past games as well. For me, in personal opinion, from me personally, I just felt really confident coming into the game since I had a pretty decent game throughout of Abyss as well. So I was just hoping to keep the same amount of performance throughout. But we just tried to reset for the next game pretty much and decided, hey, why don't we just close this out? And of course, Ionic with the IGL Masterclass, you know.
Yeah, and I wanted to hear your thoughts more about your gameplay in general. You played probably one of your better games in this tournament in general, just had a phenomenal one. And I just want to hear your thoughts when you're playing with this operator, when you're getting pushed. When you're playing these rounds where you are getting hard pushed, how do you always find these picks that are able to give your team an advantage in these rounds?
I would say just calming to my team what util I would probably need and just from past experiences of just playing Jet for so long, I just from past like experiences in general, just deciding this area would be probably the best spot to play in, and trying to avoid any trying to hide from any util that enemy throws at me is one thing, and try to not fall for any traps they try to throw at me as well.
Taking it out of the context of what you guys were saying in between the matches and bringing it more to what things were looking like in the server itself, we saw you guys consistently punishing the over aggression from Nexus, and it was a massive contribution to your success in this series. So what I mean, how big do you think that was for your team to be able to catch on to that? And two, was it that made you so confident that they were going to continuously over aggress in these situations?
Well, first things first is just from the comp, it's a double duelist. They only have one single initiator, and yes, although they were using a Sova, it's still a double duelist comp, which forces the team usually to be aggressive, very aggressive on attack and very aggressive on the defensive side as well to cause chaos on the other team side. However, with a double initiator comp, you're able to default a lot more, fake a lot more. Although the Yor is really good for faking out at the enemy and all that, it's just I think on Haven because it's such a big map, although it's a map to pull rotations, it's really hard to call for like a fake sometimes with the Jet Yor as with like although the Yor can TP out, there's not a lot of util being committed to that one side as if it were being entryed.
I mean, it definitely worked in your guys' favor. You were consistently able to punish Nexus for that, and their undefeated streak falls to Pandas QT. Congratulations on being the ones to dethrone them, and also being able to bounce back from your own loss streak. Surely
you very
gonna
much.
hopefully help you guys going forward in this league. As for us, that will be it for tonight, but we will be right back tomorrow
Right,
with
thank you.
more matches. Thank you for tuning in.
Adios.
You're unaware, keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Just stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stride.